Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I am Adam. We are back, and this is United Daily Live. We are the eve of Manchester United's game against Sheffield United, and our return to Premier League football at Old Trafford, albeit without any fans inside the stadium. It's going to be a weird one, but we are here back today to look at the reaction and the quotes from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference, as well as the news that Scott McTominay's new contract until 2025 has been signed. Now, he had a deal until 2023, so it looks like this one has been done in mind of a new wage as well, because adding 2 years onto his contract already, extending that to a 5-year deal, and of course giving him a new contract in terms of monetary value that he would have earned with his performances as well. So we'll be looking at Scott McTominay's new deal, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference, the news revolving around Jude Bellingham and Jadon Sancho, as well as going back through the book of On This Day and getting you a special On This Day as well. Or we could even have a little bit of a trivia question. Shall I set a bit of trivia that will reveal the answer at the end of the show? I think actually that one could be a good one. And if you want, we'll even do a little bit at the end. So let me find a question. Right. What's the question going to be today? Let's see. Okay. Here's the question. Is United at World Cup finals? Brian Robson, Ray Wilkins, rest in peace, and which other Manchester United player were in the England squad for the 1982 finals in Spain? So this is one that's United at the World Cup finals. Brian Robson, Ray Wilkins, and which other Manchester United player were in the England squad for the 1982 finals in Spain? Let us know your thoughts on that one. Get your questions in, and we'll be answering that at the end of today's show as well. So make sure you're keeping it locked for the answer to that one. The third player, Brian Robson, Ray Wilkins, who was the third player in that squad? Let us know. But as I said, we're going to look at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference quotes, and I can already see loads of you in the comments that are ready for today's show. Ed, Will, Ming, Josh, Paul B, Jay Reedy, Sean, Mandy, Gary, Salonis, Jay Walsh, Sean, Stoic Savage is back, Iconish, Peter Jackson. All you guys in the comments, I can see you already. Now, someone said I'm out of sync. For me, it looks like I'm going fine. I've got the laptop opened here. It looks absolutely fine to me. So I'm not 100% sure what you mean about me being out of sync, but fingers crossed it's okay for everybody. So yeah, it's fine for me at this moment in time. So let us know the answers to that at the end of the show. We'll be revealing the answer. And thank you to you guys that have joined us for today's show. So now we will be looking at the news that McTominay has signed a new long-term deal. Now, I never thought we'd see this day. Obviously, when he first broke through, I felt Jose Mourinho played him for the wrong reasons. At that time, he didn't look great. Physically, he was very good. But in terms of doing some of the simple things right, I didn't feel he promised much in terms of a Manchester United midfielder. But nevertheless, Scott McTominay has gone on leaps and bounds, proven many Manchester United fans wrong, including myself, and has proven to be a valuable member of this first team squad, showing it not only with some crucial goals as we saw against Manchester City, but also crucial performances. And when you think of the midfield that we've had this year, we've been missing some key players. Paul Pogba has been missing in there, and Nemanja Matic has been injured for a fairly long time and hasn't been playing much. And Fred and McTominay have been those two that we've had to rely upon. Now, that can be improved upon, and our midfield can get better. But in terms of having a foundation to build on, in terms of having, a solid midfield, McTominay and Fred come into that bracket, and they've both done fantastically well, particularly Scott McTominay too. When people look at him, you obviously see someone that comes from the academy. It gives you a little bit of difference, and I suppose that's one thing that will be lasting from Jose Mourinho's reign at Manchester United will probably be Scott McTominay. in that midfield and in that first team squad. So the statement came out from Manchester United. We are delighted to announce that Scott McTominay has signed a new contract which will keep him at the club until June 2025 with the option to extend for a further year. United love chucking them on, and I suppose it's not a bad thing to chuck on either. Scott, 23, so the contract runs up until he's 28, 29, is a product of our famed academy and has been at the club since 2012. He made his senior debut in 2017, so at the age of 20, against Arsenal, and has gone on to make 75 appearances for the first team, scoring 6 goals. He's also a full Scotland international. Scott said, whilst I understand that we all have so many other things to think about at the moment, I'm so happy to sign this contract and play a part in the future for this team. All I have ever known is United, and I hope that my passion for the club shows every time I go onto the pitch. I'll continue to give everything for this club whenever I pull on the shirt. I want to thank the fans, the manager. I want to thank the manager for the faith he's shown me and everything at the club that has helped me to get to where I am today. I'm looking forward to finishing this season on a high and hopefully achieving our aims. I don't know why I said fans there, just made it up. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer added, Scott has done tremendously well since I joined and has been a vital part of our midfield. Determination, tenacity, skill, he brings that to the game, and we know that Scott's attributes will be a major asset to the squad over the coming years. As we always say, the academy is the bedrock of the club. Having come through the system, everyone knows that Scott has shown the exact mentality that you need to succeed at Manchester United. I look forward to seeing his continued improvement in the years to come. Scotty to Hotty. Now I know we've thought for a little while that maybe, just maybe, Angel Gomez's announcement was being held up by some sort of, some sort of sense of morality and it not being the right thing to do at this time when many people are out of work or whatever. But we've just announced Scott McTominay's extension, so that probably suggests that's not the case. Ollie was asked about that today as well, and he said, he's just waiting to hear back from the admin side of things. So hopefully we're very close to that happening. Before we do get your comments on Scott McTominay's new contract, can I just thank Rebecca Gormley for becoming the latest member of AdamMcKola TV. We have now hit 97 members, I believe, if no one's left in the last couple of hours, which means we're now 3 away from hitting that 100 target of which we set ourselves by the end of June. But Rebecca, thank you very much for joining and becoming a member of the channel. Make sure you go in and checking out those exclusive videos that have already gone up for members. And I'll be posting a new Discord link as well if you want to get in the Discord. But thank you very much for getting involved. We're a matter of 3 away, I believe, from that 100 mark. But let's get these comments on Scott McTominay. Aaron Gooden says he's a future captain of Manchester United. Idan says give him the number 16 shirt. Whoa. I preferred the old backdrop, says Dara. Okay, that's nice. Apologies. I like it up here. You know why I like it up here as well? Because it's better soundproofing. This room's better in terms of the sound quality that we'll get. Because in the other room it was doing my head in. It was proper doing my head in. First time live, how can I be a member? Chris, if you fancy being a member, you click the join button, which is next to the subscribe button, and you can get all of the information there, plus all the benefits as well. Thank you very much for tuning in though. Dave went to the World Cup as an alt, came back as a withered elm, says Veda, talking about David De Gea. Could be the last week of Angel if he doesn't sign. Reckon he will be involved, says Brad. I wouldn't be surprised if we're just waiting to see what happens with the deal. Now, if it's kind of like the deal's done but it's not announced yet, then you could see him involved. But Ollie's shown that he's waiting for people to make their to make their statements. Do you want to stay or not? And at the moment, it looks like Angel Gomez maybe not. But hopefully that changes. Hi Adam, did you read that Sheffield United are without Dean Henderson, obviously, but apparently missing most of their defenders as well? Yeah, they've got no Dean Henderson. Egan's suspended as well. Yeah, he got sent off against Newcastle. And there was another that's injured, as well as McGoldrick's possibly out as well. So they've got a few injury issues. I did hear about the Willian news as well. We were going to discuss that in a little bit more depth. Manchester United apparently not interested in signing Willian on a free. They were given the option and looked past that. Nice one, Sean. I thought it would be a little bit better in this room as well. McTominay needs a hot sauce named after him, says Lakesh. I'm sure Ed Woodward will get onto that now that you've said it. Romesa Erefin, thank you very much, Romesa, for joining AdamMcKola TV. We are now on 98. We are 2 members away from hitting that 100 mark. Wow, early, like a week early if we do it. Thank you very much, Romesa, for joining, and of course Rebecca for joining today as well. 2 away, says Sean. Yes, we are. So Scott McTominay has signed a new deal, and all I can say is congratulations to Scott McTominay. Thoroughly deserved. Keep working as hard as you currently are to stay in the team and keep your spot in the first team, and I have no doubt it will continue to impress and improve and make his imprint on this Manchester United team. You know, what's great about this Manchester United team now is that you'd look at the team and you'd think, well, Bruno and Pogba, they have to start. They are most likely going to start every game, Bruno and Pogba. So then what that brings you is like a level of competition in there. Of course, you have to have, you know, rotation and different midfields playing at different times. You're not always going to have the same midfield 3 playing. But at the same time, having the likes of Scott McTominay in there, having the levels of Bruno and Pogba and Fred in there as well, means that you've got all of these players that offer all a little bit of something different, fighting for those spots in the team. Pogba and Bruno, they're going to think we deserve to stay in this team, but they're getting kept on their toes every single step of the way. Now, I was reading some interesting comments on David De Gea on Twitter, and some people saying they don't feel like he's been challenged enough by Sergio Romero. I'm sorry I can't credit the people whose tweets I was reading. It was just on my timeline. And they feel that Sergio is probably too happy being a number 2. Too happy being a number 2. Too relaxed that he's not really challenging David De Gea. David De Gea never feels like his spot's under threat. Whereas when you look at that midfield area, Pogba and Bruno and McTominay and Fred and Matic, they can't start thinking, yo, my spot's here now. My spot's cemented. No one's moving me from this. Because the facts are, yes, Pogba, Bruno, you may be the best players. McTominay, you know, you may be an academy graduate and you may be, you know, have all the passion and you fly, you know, you do the things that we love to see. Fred, you know, is good as well. Why shouldn't he start? Matic will be. So that competition that comes into the team is what we need, and it pushes those levels up a little bit. Every single week in training, they're battling for a spot in the team. So you haven't got any complacency there. Because there's that urgency, that snap in training. And I have no doubt that the likes of McTominay, the likes of Pogba, the likes of Bruno bring that to every training session. And when you're surrounded by that, when you're surrounded by the likes of Rashford, you know, all these players, Greenwood, Martial, you know, you're going to start, everyone's going to then be on it, and they're all going to rub off on each other. Pause. But they are. So, yeah, I'm really happy with where our midfield's going at the moment, and we still need to improve it. But that shows you there's a certain sense of reliability there. Yes, McTominay, he may not have everything we need in that midfielder that's going to sit behind Bruno and Pogba, but he always guarantees you a certain level. Same with Fred. Matic, the only problem with Matic is he's not getting any younger. If he's 25, 26, he'd be starting most games. But he knows he needs that competition. He needs those players around him, those rotations. And it's going to start to look better for Manchester United in that midfield. I'm really excited about it going forward. Ruvez says we need a celebratory goal from Scott on Wednesday. Wouldn't be surprised if he was on the bench. With potentially Pogba coming in, Matic coming in. You're going to see at this moment in time, we're going to probably rotate a lot. Players aren't going to be able to play, 60, 90 minutes every single game straight away. Scott McTominay came back from an injury just before the break as well, so he's not going to have been, fully got rid of that match rust that he may have built up. So, you got to consider that as well. You'll always get a job out of Scott, says Sean, which is bang on. Cannon says Okay, so Daniel says, do you believe Gomez is off considering all his comments today? Cannonballer said, The manager isn't guaranteed to know all about the contract situations at the club. Fergie had complete control. It's not the same for Ollie. And also, just saying, you know, it's with the admin staff. It's with these guys. It takes you know in training and the relationship he has with the player and all that. It's probably a little bit easier to handle if it's not you that's getting involved. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably easier for him. And also, you know, if he wants to pick him or he doesn't want to pick him or whatever, you know, you can't blame the negotiation. It's probably wrong too, but can't blame negotiations for that because they're not in his hands. Give Henderson the number 1 shirt, please, says GM Mao. Sri says, I'm worried about the left side of our defence. Shaw's mistakes and Maguire's lack of speed will hurt us. I'm hoping it was a lack of match sharpness, but I am a little bit worried about some of those signs in the defence against Spurs. Matic got more experience and Scott can only get better with Matic. Akash says, come to India, you'll be surprised to see the fan base in India. I've been to India many times, and I've also watched games with supporters clubs out in India, and I was hoping to be going back there around this time this year for Manchester United's pre-season, but obviously that's not on the cards now. Have I ever played GAA? That's Gaelic football, right? I used to play Gaelic football occasionally in school, and when I went over to see some of my family, they'd have a little kick about, but not regularly and not for a long time. Henderson should be sold, get 50 billion and put a buyback clause, as Vishal, with something that I never thought I'd hear today, to be totally honest with you. Why has this gone out of focus? Let's focus that back up. Why has it gone out of focus? I don't understand. There we go, we're back now. Sorry about that. You get to see the palm of my hand. The left is fine with Marshall and Rashford, says Fairmods. Our admin staff work as fast as that Madrid fact machine a few years ago. Big Dave only let 2 goals in 7 games, says Lee, and that is a fact. And with that fact, is it a little bit unfair for the way we are speaking about David De Gea at the moment, or is it justified? What do you guys think? Now I'm going to go get the quotes from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference. So let me go for that now. 1 second. So De Gea has Solskjaer's full backing, and this is in relation to David De Gea. Manchester United manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has responded to the over-the-top criticism of David De Gea in the wake of the 1-1 draw at Tottenham Hotspur. The Reds' number 1 was beaten by a powerful drive by Steve Bergwijn for Spurs' opener, but it was only the 2nd goal he has conceded in his last 7 outings. The other was a freak at Everton with Dominic Calvert-Lewin charging the Spaniards' clearance down. But 2 clean sheets against Man City and another at Chelsea during this period tell you everything you need to know about a 29-year-old. He has won the Sir Matt Busby Player of the Year trophy 4 times and also been included in PFA's Team of the Season on 5 occasions since joining United. Soon after conceding to Bergwijn, the Spain international pulled off a fabulous save to deny Son Heung-min with a 2nd Spurs goal, and Solskjaer feels that there should be no question of the keeper following the lengthy break due to lockdown. David is the best goalkeeper in the world. He's said that before. He's conceded 2 goals in the last 7 games he's played for us. There are a few games against City, Chelsea, Tottenham and Everton. 2 goals in 7 games. He's been on a run of not conceding goals. The 2 goals, Everton one is a freak one. And this one, maybe you can save it. Maybe you can't save it. He makes great saves and wins games for us. And I still think he's the best goalkeeper in the world. He's not making errors that you see time and time again. I'm really happy with his work. David is working consistently hard in training and I'm happy with his work. I speak to David. He's been at United now for 9 years. Next year is his 10th season. He's developed into a mature keeper. For me, the best keeper in the world. He's had some fantastic seasons. I don't think it's a bad run when you concede 2 goals in 7 games against the teams we've played against. He's made some match-winning saves. He saved a point for us against Tottenham with a save straight after the goal. He's mentally very strong. I speak to him every day. So that is what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is saying in relation to David De Gea. And David De Gea clearly still has the backing of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We now have another member, and that is Salonis91. Thank you very much, Salonis, for joining AdamMcKola TV. Now, I need to double check, but we may just be one more away from that 100 mark, which we set for the end of the month. We could maybe start our new target before the month is even out, which is absolutely amazing. Yes, guys, we are on 99 members. Amazing stuff. Thank you very much for your support. Really do appreciate it. Thank you to the members that have joined today. Rebecca, Ramesa and Salonas. We are on 99 members now. The target of 100 was set for the end of the month, and we're very, very close to doing that already. So thank you very much, Salonas. I appreciate you and I appreciate your support. We're 99 out of 100. Hi Adam, any more news on Jude Bellingham coming to United yet? So we heard the news yesterday in relation to Jude Bellingham that Borussia Dortmund, and this was reported by BBC, and we'll go into it a little bit later on as well on the rumour Jude Bellingham was very close to a move to Borussia Dortmund for £18 million. Now this one to me stinks of Manchester United potentially backing off Jude Bellingham, allowing the price to drop a little bit more, and then saying, right, we've allowed you to get through to Jude Bellingham. Now you need to give us a little bit of breathing space in terms of Jadon Sancho. And we're hearing a lot of talk about Jadon Sancho's head already being at Manchester United. So we're going to look at that on the rumour later on today. And can I just say, Cannonballer 99 pin, the absolute legend, is the 100th member on AdamMcKola TV. We have hit 100 before June. We are 7 days away from June. So round of applause to everyone at home. Thank you very much for helping me. I'm going to have a drink of my coffee right now. We'll have something stronger on the watch along tomorrow to celebrate. Maybe pop a little champers or something. I don't know. But guys, thank you very much for joining us on AdamMcKola TV and becoming, part of an amazing group. 100 members on the channel. I appreciate the support. As I said, we're stepping up the levels here on AdamMcKola TV. You've had daily content now for about 3 months. We're trying to make more of the exclusive content as well. And I want to make as much great content as I possibly can. Improve all the levels, like the live streams, the watch-alongs, everything. So thank you very much for enabling us and supporting the channel and helping us out. And even if you can't join, but you still support, whatever way you support, thank you very much for doing that. Anyway, let's get stuck into this before I start crying at all the support. Let's go for 200 in July. That may be a very steep target, but we'll set something and we'll set it on one of the next streams. So let's not panic for now. I don't want to be getting greedy and setting stupid targets too soon. Caribbean gaming, it's not a problem, bro. See you there all the time. Thank you very much. 100 not out, says better. Have I been to Cyprus? I haven't been to Cyprus. I really do want to go out there though. You'd think I would have. It's quite close. I've been close to Cyprus, but that's not Cyprus, so it just doesn't count, does it? It's like saying, have you been to Scotland? Well, I've been to England. No, don't count. It don't count. 120 in July. Yeah, 120, 130. We'll set that for July. But let's not worry about that now. Let's get back into what we're here for, which is giving you Manchester United news daily and on time. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer clearly backing David De Gea. McTominay signed a new deal. We also want to know, what is the team news ahead of this game against Sheffield United at Old Trafford? They haven't got Dean Henderson. They haven't got Egan. They are a little bit buggered in that sense, because what are you going to do without those players? You know what I mean? Dean Henderson is irreplaceable for them, in my opinion. And although we probably would have said that about David De Gea. So we've got a brief update on the squad from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He said, we don't have any other injury issues. I think they all managed to get through the game. They were tired towards the end, some of them. But we've got another 90 minutes under our belt and we're ready to go again. I've got a strong squad. We have put 2 good 11s out in internal matches, in-house matches, and still players are not able to get onto the pitch. The squad is strong. And when the game gets towards the last 15 to 20 minutes, opens up and it stretches, then you need fresh legs to make a difference. We certainly had players who made an impact when they came on against Spurs. So, the squad's fit and raring to go. And you know what? I think that you can't just say down to good team spirit, because it's not. But we've all seen players occasionally when, you know, I want to be careful how I word this, because I'm not accusing any players of being faking injury. But if you get a little knock, some players, if things ain't going well, if your team morale's not high, if the team spirit's not great, the results aren't going well, the performances are shit, then you're going to be like, oh, I'm injured, I can't play, my back hurts, or, you know, this injury is a little... But when it's not that way, you're willing to maybe play through that pain a little bit, play through those pain barriers, when you're scared for those that are coming through to take your position. You know, Daniel James, Mason Greenwood. Daniel James, worry about Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood comes on. You know, Daniel James comes off the bench. He could do well. You got to, you know what I mean. And I know everyone right now is saying Mason Greenwood's should start or whatever, but you know, you still have to consider Daniel James has his benefits. He has good parts to his play, and coming off the bench, he will always be a threat, and he will always be keeping whoever is replacing on their toes. So we're seeing that all over the park now. We still need some depth in other areas, but I'm really looking forward to seeing more from this team and seeing Ollie add more to this team as well and getting this team more in his image. Vishal says, watch along for Sheffield on a hot mic. I'll try and do it, but the problem is I don't know how to do it on both YouTube and hot mic at the same time without having to set up 2 separate streams. So I don't know what to do, because obviously YouTube's my bread and butter. This is where we need to be. Especially if I got members joining and I got people on here, then we need to be keeping it over here. So I want to do it on both, but only if that's possible. And at the moment, it's been impossible for me. Now, other people who have got loads of staff, loads of great equipment and laptops, and you know, if I was doing it at Full Time Devils, where we had the team, or we used to, then you know, it'd be in a great position to do that. But yeah, not at the moment. Pogba should start and keep Fred McTominay for the FA Cup. FA Cup would be great. Top 4 is a must though to stop the Ollie critics. It'd be good to keep the unbeaten run going as well. I forgot about the FA Cup. The FA Cup's back on Saturday, isn't it? Really looking forward to that Norwich game, and it's a good point. You could potentially rest Pogba from the start in that game. That would be a great game for McTominay. He scored in a 3-1 win there, didn't he? Earlier in the season. I think it was the first goal he scored as well. And Scott McTominay. Obviously Fred in that midfield against Norwich, you'd be quietly confident of them getting the win. Mata to start, him and Bruno will make magic, says Ed Will. Shaw must start, says Michael Jones, who wants to see Shaw start. Guys, get hitting that like button, comment, share and subscribe right now, my funk soul brothers and sisters. Greenwood should start and James should come on for the last 20 in the top level game, says Fairmont. Luke Shaw or Williams to start, says Sharat. We did the preview yesterday. And of course, I said he should start. But if you want to see more, go and check that out. In relation to FTD, you know a lot more very soon. It's not over to the fat lady sings, is what I will say. But right now, obviously, as you can see, we're not making anything there at the moment. Well, I'm not. But it's not over to the fat lady sings. And I hope the next game that we're allowed in to stadiums, by then, you will know what's going on. Trust me. Treat yourself to a nice chair now. Protect that back because you're not getting any younger like Matic. Oh, God damn it. Simon, thanks for reminding me, Jace. Simon, how you doing, mate? Hope you're doing well. Back in the house, better late than never. Thank you for joining us. And just an update for everyone that is joining us late. Of course, Scott McTominay has signed a new deal to 2025 with a potential extension to that deal until 2026. So that's great news for United. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer used his press conference to say there's no new team news in terms of no news is good news. And of course, to defend David De Gea and stand by his man, saying 2 goals in 7 games is conceded. I'm fine with what he is doing. We had a trivia question earlier on today. It was 747 in this book, the Red Devils quiz book. I don't know where I got this from. I think someone bought it me as a present. But it's compiled by John D.T. White, forward by Sir Alex Ferguson. And the question was Brian Robson, Ray Wilkins and which other Manchester United player were in the England squad for the 1982 finals in Spain? Did anyone get that question right at all? Did anyone get it? Comment in the comments below if you got that. And we'll do an on this day as well. Seeming as we've got a little bit more time to burn, we'll do a little bit of on this day. So anyone get the answer? Anyone get the answer? Michael, no problem. Joey, you've missed reaction to the press conference, reaction to Scott McTominay, the trivia question, which I hope you just got. But let us know anyway. So this is what the answer, by the way, for you that no one's even bothered to reply. Showing your age. Oh! Well done to Scott Kent, who got it bang on. It was Stevie Coppell. So we got an answer for that one in the end. Well done to Scott Kent, who answered that one correctly. Hopefully he didn't cheat and he remembered. But well done, Scott Kent. Nice one. Right, what's the date today? The date is the 23rd of June. Let's look in the On This Day book for a 23rd of June on this day. Boom, there it is. Right, 23rd of June 2011. Winger Ashley Young signed for Manchester United from Aston Villa on a 5-year contract. His fee is reported between 15 mil and 20 million. Young tells MUTV, the opportunity to come and play for one of the biggest clubs in the world is the one I couldn't turn down. It's a chance to hopefully become a part of their history by helping to win the 20th league title. Young boasts a goal assist record over the previous 5 campaigns, only second to Cesc Fabregas during the Spanish midfielder's time at Arsenal. So on this day, 9 years ago, Ashley Young signed for Manchester United from Aston Villa. That is what's going on right there. The answer to the quiz question as well was Steve Coppell. No one has won anything today, but maybe we could do some form of quiz or something in the future. Or maybe I'll set that up with my members. It could be something that's a little bit, I'll give out some prizes, all of us getting a little bit of a quiz. That might be the one to do. So keep an eye on the Discord and keep an eye on the community section, and we'll try and get that sorted for the next month or two. But that is what happened on this day, Ramesa. Ashley Young walked into our lives. Guys, thank you for joining us on AdamMcKola TV. You lot have been absolute legends. This has been a crazy day. It's been loads to talk about today. I'm squeezing a little bit of trivia and a little bit of on this day. So get your thoughts in on Ashley Young, Scott McTominay, Ollie Solskjaer's comments, everything we discussed today. Rumour coming up later on today, where we'll have loads on Jude Bellingham and Jadon Sancho. And keep it locked. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you for 100 members, you absolute legends. See you later.